Hey guys, welcome back for another video. What we're going to do today is we're going to be looking at our 2025 to 2026 Kansas Jayhawks football team. Last season, you could call that a major disappointment. They were huge letdowns last year, but that's in the past. Yes, they lost their star running back. He's now gone off to the NFL, but they do have Jalen Daniels coming back. They have potential, some hype. A lot of people with the way they finished last season, with the hot streak that they were on, with Leipold, with this elite coaching staff, that maybe this is the season they get things back on track, get back into that running for the Big 12. If you win the Big 12, you might make the playoffs. We're going to break down their entire 25 schedule, go game by game, look at the rosters, look at the pieces they lost, look at the pieces they added, and try to predict the outcome for every single one of their games, the outcome for the 25 season. Guys, first things first though, make sure to hit that like button, make sure to subscribe. If you have any comments, by all means, drop your comments down below, and I will make sure that I respond to every single one of them. If you want to sign up for one of our member teams, make sure to click on the pinned comment down below. Sign up there, and I would definitely appreciate that. And really, honestly, let me know what your thoughts are here, because this is a team, a lot of people had them finishing with 10 wins last year, and they just completely disappointed. They went 5-7. They didn't even make a bowl game, but Vegas is predicting them right now at 7.5 wins, so kind of hitting that midpoint. But the thing is, they have them getting back to being competitive, and that's really all that you can ask for right now. Once the regular season starts, we go over every game every week for both college football and the NFL as well. We break down all the matchups. We do predictions. We do best bets, the money lines, the spreads, the over-under. So if you're a sports fan, if you're a football fan, guys, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. But we're looking at this 25 Kansas Jayhawks team. Star running back is on. He's someone that they relied on a lot last season. Neil, one of the better running backs in the nation, top 10, top 5 overall running back. They're going to have Williams there. They're going to have Hishaw, Stewart. They have some younger guys who come in and to replace him. But obviously, when you have an all-time running back at your school, you are going to miss him. So we're going to have to see Jalen Daniels. This guy's about 35 years old now. Seems like he's been playing quarterback forever at Kansas. He's going to have to play the type of way that he was playing the second half of last season when this team went off. They finished last season as one of the hottest teams in college football. They were upsetting major programs, having a great season. It's just that first half was god-awful. They cannot start out that slow again. They got to get that momentum earlier in the season. Let them carry that through, but at least they have a veteran, experienced quarterback, someone who's really shown you the flashes of what he's capable of, what his ceiling is at the skill positions. Wide receiver Canty, Henderson Jr., Pickett, Wentz. There's going to be some weapons there. Just Jalen Hurts, no careless throws. Sometimes he shows you something and you're like, wow, this guy's great. And sometimes he makes you scratch your head. I'm going to go with him having a really good season this time. Lance Leipold, one of the more underappreciated college football coaches. He gets the most out of his rosters. 3 stars, some 4 stars. He builds these guys up. He develops them, coaches them. He plays and coaches to their skill talent on his roster. That's really all that you can ask for from a coach. Looking at the schedule there up on the screen, if it has a blue star, that's the game that Vegas predicts them to win. Red star is the one that Vegas predicts them to lose. Yellow star is the one that is a toss-up. There's too many unknowns. Some teams breaking in new coaches. We don't know what to fully expect from the team yet, so we're just going to have to wait till the season starts to actually know. Now, I'm not saying they're going to win them. I'm not saying they're going to lose them. It's just some games are too close, and this is the Vegas early predictions on these games. And the most important thing, I've already said it before, Kansas has to get started hot out the gate, especially on the offensive side. They have to make sure that Jalen Daniels doesn't take them to the midway point to turn the Jets on. It is imperative for him to start out the season with some momentum. Saturday, August 23rd, they're going to start out the year versus the Fresno State Bulldogs coming to Lawrence, Kansas. They get to open up the season at home. Right now, the Bulldogs last season, they went 6-7. You don't want to underestimate this team, but Kansas cannot afford to lose to them right out of the gate. That would set this season on a downward spiral. Look for them to win this game, but I do think it's actually going to be a closer game. Probably the first half, they're going to pull away third, fourth quarter, and they're going to win it by at least 2-score possession, and they'll be the easy favorites. Then you want to continue with the cupcakes, continue to get that offense warmed up. You have Friday, August 29th, the Wagner Seahawks. This is an FCS team. Obviously, this is a team that Kansas should be able to dominate on both sides of the ball. They should be able to own the line of scrimmage here. They're going to win this game. They're going to win this game handily, and they're obviously going to be massive Vegas favorites here. They'll win this game. It'll probably be like a 44-10 type game. And then you have two cupcakes, and then you actually have a really difficult game. You have an SEC game on the schedule going to SEC country Saturday, September 6th at the Missouri Tigers. This is a team that Kansas, you used to play them a lot back when you guys were both in the Big 12, but now Missouri's moved off to the SEC, but they've lost a lot of their starters. They lost Cook, they lost Burden. They're having to retool at the quarterback, running back, wide receiver positions. But Drinkwitz, very good coach, very good coaching staff. They get the most out of their players. This is a team that's had really competitive back-to-back 10-win-plus seasons the last 2 years in the SEC, the deepest conference in college football. But I'm actually going to go with, call me crazy here. I'm going to go with Kansas being the early season Vegas front runner right now. But to me, this game is going to be a very close game. I could see this game being decided by 7 points or less, easily a one-possession game. But Kansas, they're going to make it competitive. And then after that, you're going to have a bye week here. You want that bye week because you're starting to get close to Big 12 play, and that's really when you want to turn everything on. Saturday, September 20th, the West Virginia Mountaineers coming to Lawrence, Kansas. West Virginia is going through as much change as any team in the nation right now. Obviously, they're bringing Rich Rodriguez back. Sometimes the second time around just doesn't quite work like it did the first time. Don't forget, this guy back in, that 2005 to 2007 period, he had this team on the national stage just outside of the national championship. If a couple things go a different way, they actually go to the 2006 national championship to play the Ohio State Buckeyes. A lot of things could have been completely different. He left. He went to Michigan. West Virginia was never the same. He was never the same, but now he's back. But he has to completely flip this roster, completely retool and flip this roster. That is easier said than done. Could take a couple seasons. You might see sparks from them this season. They might score some points here, but Kansas should be able to win this game, and they should be the Vegas favorite. And then after that, Saturday, September 27th, the Cincinnati Bearcats also coming to Lawrence, Kansas. You have Kansas coming out here. These first 5 games, they could easily start out this season 5-0. That would be a great way to pick up with that momentum where you left off last season. Cincinnati, they weren't a bad run team last season, but they had a lot of defensive question marks. They had overall some offensive issues. Started out the season kind of decent, fell off there at the very end, but Kansas, they're going to be the Vegas favorite here as well. Now this game, some people might be scratching their heads here. At the UCF night, Saturday, October 4th, this game is going to be in Orlando. Kansas is going to be wore out. They're basically traveling across the country, coming all the way down to Central Florida, playing the UCF Knights. We also don't know what to expect from UCF right now. The reason that is just like West Virginia, Scott Frost is now coming back for the second time at UCF. Will he be able to recapture the magic from that undefeated season when he was at UCF the first time? Then he left, went to Nebraska. He was never the same. UCF was never the same, but now he's back. His game plan worked the first time, but this is his first season back. He has to completely flip this roster as well, make this team in his image. We know what he wants to do. Extremely up-tempo, quick offense. He has to recruit the right players. He has to work the portal. To me, they will be much improved this season. They are a sleeping giant there in Central Florida. They're going to win some games they're not supposed to this coming season. They're going to lose some games they're not supposed to. It's all part of the growing pains. So I have this game marked as a toss-up. I want to see UCF first back in that old scheme again to know really what we're going to see on the field. It's a toss-up. They are potentially capable here of upsetting Kansas. Kansas is capable of beating UCF on the road as well. And then things don't really get any easier. Saturday, October 11th at the Texas Tech Red Raiders. Lubbock, Texas on the road here. Texas Tech, don't forget, guys, McGuire's back as the head coach. They have Morton back as the quarterback, 27 touchdowns, 8 picks last season. And they have the number 1 transfer portal class, not in the Big 12, in the nation coming on to this team. This is the team that could move the ball last season. They had a pretty good offense. Defense had some question marks, but they are going to be completely retooled. What strides do they take forward? Some people have them as an underdog to win the Big 12 this season. Keep your eyes on them. I do think Texas Tech will be capable of winning this one. Kansas is, yes, they are capable of beating Texas Tech as well, but I do think Texas Tech will win it, and I do think that they will be the favorite here this week. Then after that, you've had, 4 straight Big 12 games. You need a little bit of a breather. Saturday, October 18th, you have the bye week, and you're going to need it because you have a tough team coming up here next. The very next game, Saturday, October 25th, Kansas State Wildcats, your in-state rival. They are coming to Lawrence, Kansas, though. This gives you a little bit of an edge there. But Kansas State, they're going to be loaded again this season. You know they're going to be able to run the ball. You know they're going to play way higher than the talent level on the team. Both of these teams, very well coached teams. Both of these teams get the most from their playmakers, and they play well above their talent level because they play together as a team. Kansas State, they are the Vegas favorites to win the Big 12 this season. They've won it previously. This is a team that's been really competitive in the Big 12 for over a decade now. A well-coached squad. Avery Johnson at the quarterback position, highest recruited player in Kansas State history. I do think Kansas State is going to be the Vegas favorite here once this game comes here, but this is always one of those games. It's an in-state rivalry. Crazy things happen. Take the schedules out of it. Throw that in the garbage. Anything can happen in a rivalry game, but give me Kansas State to win this one and be the favorite here. And this next team was also a team that highly underperformed last season. Saturday, November 1st, the Oklahoma State Cowboys, Mike Gundy squad, one of the most tenured coaches in the country, top 2 tenured coach in the entire nation right now. They massively underachieved last season. Ollie Gordon, they could not get him going. They could not feed him the ball. He could not get any lanes from the offensive line. And they were supposed to, coming in the last year, have a top 10 overall offensive line. Things didn't work. They had an awful offense. They had an awful defense. They had awful special teams. They were bad in every facet of the game. They weren't even a bowl-eligible type team last season. Kansas, to me, this is going to be a game. You always got to keep your eye on Gundy. Whenever he has a bad season, the very next year, he has a really good competitive year. But give me Kansas to be the favorite team here once this game comes around. And then another Big 12 game, Saturday, November 8th at the Arizona Wildcats. Arizona, they had a great, 2023. McMillan's gone, though. They're going to have a lot of changeover at the skill position. They had to change it, and they had to adapt to a new offensive scheme, a new coaching staff last season. A lot of growing pains there. To me, that will continue to carry over into this season. Yes, they will show flashes. They might get 1 or 2 upsets. They might make a bowl game this season, but give me Kansas to be the favorite team here as well. And then on the schedule, we have another bye week. How is this happening? Saturday, November 15th, another bye week. That's fine because you're going to have a very tough game coming up next. So this is one area where having those 3 byes pays off for Kansas because they have the early game. They're playing the week 0 game, so they do end up with 3 bye weeks. You might scoff at that, but they're going to need the rest here. This next squad made the Big 12 championship last year with a lot of returning pieces. Matt Campbell's squad, Saturday, November 22nd, at the Iowa State Cyclones, going all the way to Ames, Iowa. This is a team. Matt Campbell, very disciplined team. He likes to build his teams at the line of scrimmage, run the ball, have play action, run downhill. He wants to build it at the line of scrimmage, both on the offensive line and with that front 7 on the defensive side. They're going to be disciplined. They're going to come at you. They're going to punch you in the mouth. You're really going to see what Kansas is built like at the line of scrimmage, how deep they can go in the games. Can you win not 1, 2, 3, 4 quarters of smash mouth football? It's going to be a physical game. Iowa State, talented team last season, 10-win team last year. Give me Iowa State to be the favorite team here. Kansas, yes, they can win it. I'm not saying they're going to win or lose it, but obviously right now you have to give Iowa State the edge preseason-wise that they will be the Vegas favorite. And here's one of those teams, which was another team that did not live up to the hype last season. Started out last season top 25. Vegas predicted them to win the Big 12. They completely fell apart. Friday, November 28th, the Utah Utes. Kyle Whittingham, great coach, gets the most out of his players. I don't like his offensive scheme, but one thing they have going for them, he's going to be rid of Cam Rising once and for all finally. He doesn't have that ball and chain dragging him down, playing one game, getting hurt, and completely upending this team at the quarterback position. They're now going to be able to move forward knowing he is not their guy once this season starts. They're going to run the ball. They're going to play defense. They're going to play elite special teams. But one thing that Kansas does have going for them, and this game is going to be home field advantage, Lawrence, Kansas. We know going to Utah, always one of the more difficult places to play in the Big 12, but always take Utah serious. But we don't know what to expect also from the Utes here. New quarterback, new running game, some new opposition players. So there's a lot of unknowns here. I have this marked as a toss-up because to me, even if Kansas is the Vegas favorite, for some reason this has upset potential written all over. It's a toss-up, not saying Kansas is going to lose, not saying Kansas is going to win. It's just one of those games you got to keep your eye on. We will definitely know more about these teams once we get to the final week of the regular season. So obviously Kansas coming in here, Vegas predicts them to win 7.5 games. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Blue Stars. I'm not saying they're only going to win 7 games. That is 7 games they are guaranteed to win to me as early preseason favorites. That's the floor. And then we have 2 toss-ups games. Even if they split that, that's at least going 8-4 this season. If they win the toss-ups, that's a 9-3 season. Either one of those options is a massive improvement over last year and also potentially puts you in run to still make the Big 12 championship. And whoever wins that, they're probably going to find themselves in the playoffs. Guys, that's my predictions and our look at the 2025-26 Kansas Jayhawks football team. Make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe. If you have any comments, by all means, drop them below. Do you agree with me? Disagree with me? What are your thoughts? Let me know down in the comments. And if you want to sign up for one of our member teams, look down at the pinned comment below. Click on that link. You can sign up there, and I would appreciate it. And, of course, thank you for watching.